Most of you know KUIU is a consumer direct brand. I did that so I had no price restrictions on the products we developed, the materials that go into our product, or who makes our products. And it makes a significant difference in what we can produce here at KUIU versus our competition. And Super Down is a perfect example of this. It's a water repellency that's been put onto down feathers that virtually makes down waterproof. And that's significant for this hunting market, especially in wet conditions. And before the Super Down came out, we were really restricted to using synthetic products, which are heavier, bulkier, and take up more space within your pack. And we introduced the Super Down jackets and pants last year, and it significantly reduced our kit weight, performed better, kept our customers warmer, even in really wet conditions, and it really performed flawlessly. And consumers began to request a Super Down sleeping bag line, which we've spent the last year and a half developing, and what we've put together I think is incredibly remarkable, and the testing on it has been absolutely outstanding. And you look at this product line and what some of the other partners that we use at KUIU, and it's really unmatched, whether it's Cordura, YKK, Duraflex, and this is another example of what we can do at KUIU because we don't sell into retail. And it starts really with the down that's in our bag. We use a Polish down that's absolutely the largest plumes in the world that's then treated with the Quicks down. And I'll let Sean go in a little bit about the down in a little bit more detail and maybe on the testing and how it's
that'd be great. All right. So as Jason just mentioned, so the best down in the world comes out of Eastern Europe. And specifically Toray sources Polish down, which is the best of the best. So they've given us an 850 fill power rating on this down. We wanted to get that independently tested. Yeah. Didn't want to just take their word for it. Sent it to the International Down and Feather Laboratory in Salt Lake City, and it came back at a fill power of 865. And what that means is that's the volume that's taken up by 1 ounce of down. So the more the better. Mm-hmm. In terms of making a very light bag that gives you lots of warmth. It also came back at a 95% down ratio, 5% feathers. It's actually really important to have a few feathers in the bag. It actually helps support the down and give it more loft. Mm-hmm. So they take that down and then they put the water resistant coating on it that Jason just mentioned, which keeps the loft even if it gets wet. Do you want to show some of the
Yes, I think it's something really important. People ask, what's really the difference? Why are your bags different than everybody else's? And it's the down is the number one reason. I'm going to set a typical down plume on the bag, and I'm going to set one of a Polish down plume on the bag. And you can see a significant difference in the size and the volume and the loft of the down from Poland. And it's an important part of the product that's within our sleeping bag.
Let's get into the construction and talk about some of the baffling. So we've got kind of a unique design with this sleeping bag. Over the last few years, you started to see vertical baffles come out in bags, and there's some significant advantages to that baffle design. It reduces seam weight. So a traditional baffle is horizontal. You can get actually down shifting going around your body, which can give you cold spots. With the vertical baffle, you don't have that problem.
So how do we keep the down from shifting?
Yeah, so we actually put internal gates in there, we call them flow gates. They keep the down from shifting vertically in there.
It eliminates cold spots.
Yeah, and this design actually minimizes the amount of weight, for the seam weight in a bag. So it allows you to make a bag that's incredibly light and performs really well. So we have a really robust shoulder baffle, which is really important to keep the air transfer from happening in your bag. It's got snap closure, constrictor on it, full-length zipper baffle, halo baffle, allows you to constrict around your face. YKK makes our zipper. It's a number 5 zipper on this bag. It's a full-length zipper. The regular size has a 65-inch zipper in it, so that gives you a lot of versatility in terms of the conditions that you can use this bag in. So you can unzip that entire length, and you can use it as a blanket, basically, if it gets too warm out.
Then I noticed that we put in another zipper head at the bottom of our bag.
Yeah, so it's got 2 sliders in it. Both of them are reversible, so you can open them and close them from the inside as well as the outside. You can ventilate by moving the bottom slider up.
And then you can unzip it the entire way and open the
And
bag
you can basically use it as a blanket.
completely open. So you're going to get a lot of versatility,
Yep.
wider temperature range in this
Yeah,
bag.
absolutely.
As most of you know, we run a Toray fabric on all of our outerwear, and we're doing the same with our Super Down sleeping bag. It's a little bit lighter fabric than we're using on our Super Down jackets and pants. It's a 12 denier micro ripstop fabric. Great thing about Toray fabrics, you use the highest grade of yarn in the world, so you've got nothing but quality in this fabric. What's amazing about Stunner Stretch is the fact that it stretches and is downproof, and that's really unique on this fabric versus any other fabric in the world. And you can see the amount of stretch that we're getting on this bag. So you're going to get a more comfortable sleeping experience because when you move around, that bag can move with you. And we've noticed that makes a really big difference in the comfort of this bag. It's also treated at the yarn level with a durable water repellency. And Toray's water repellency is second to none. It works better than any other DWR on the market. It lasts longer. And we can put water on this bag. It'll be sitting here 24 hours from now. It won't soak through. We can't call it waterproof, but it's about as close as you can possibly get without a membrane.
So we've got 3 different fill weights, and they correspond to 3 different temperature ratings. We've got a 0-degree bag, and it comes in at 2 pounds, 7.5 ounces. We've got a 15-degree bag that's at 1 pound, 14.7 ounces. We've got a 30-degree bag that's at 1 pound, 7.5 ounces, so less than 1.5 pounds. So incredibly light. And then in terms of the sizing on this bag, so the typical bag in the outdoor industry is made for a guy who's not as big as our typical customer.
Sure.
I mean, we run a little bit larger. We added some extra inches of girth. There's 62-inch girth, shoulder girth on this on the regular size. There's 64 on the long size. And back to the lengths, the long size we're saying up to 6 feet.
Okay.
That's the break point, and then 6 feet 6 can easily fit in the long size. During the whole design and development process, we had these bags, it's called EN tested. So EN testing came about because companies were reducing fill weight and continuing to call their bags at a certain temperature rating. They weren't sleeping as warm as their ratings. So the Europeans in 2005 came up with a temperature rating system that standardized temperature ratings.
Okay.
And through the whole design process, we've been getting our bags tested, making sure that they sleep at the temperature that they're rated for, which is huge.
So it's going to guarantee the amount of fill we put in, the quality of fill,
Yeah.
basically back up what we're telling you.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
So I think if you look at the ingredients in our bag, from the fabric to the down to the durable water repellency on the down, the DWR on the fabric, you've got a bag that's really second to none. Nobody's put this level of ingredients, including the waterproof down, into a sleeping bag. And all of these ingredients together make it something that's, I mean, truly a remarkable product designed specifically for the mountain hunter, which before Super Down, we really were forced to use synthetic bags in wet environments. And, you know, it could cost you your life if you didn't. And, you know, sleeping in a tent for 3 or 4 days, if you got weathered in, having condensation in the tent, your body gives off moisture, the down feathers would eventually get wet. We've tested it. We do not have that problem now. We've got a bag that's lighter, more compressible, and will function better. And we're really excited about it. We believe it's a huge game changer for mountain hunting, and we couldn't be more proud to take it out to market.